Okay, this is a pleasure for me because he's like probably 2 years old now, Joel, but I've always wanted to have you train my dog like you train the stars of television and film, because you are the celebrity dog trainer and the host of course, Animal Planet's Good for You Dog, Good Dog You. I'm nervous, Joel, because I'm talking to you. I'm not lying. I've gone back and watched your stuff going, how can I get my dog to be like the dogs you train? And it's so amazing. And you have great tips on that, don't you?
I do. You know what? It's all based on the relationship. People always tell me, they're like, gosh, your dog does all these behaviors. And I said, I'm simply my dog's best friend. That's what it's all about. It's really about, and it's no different than a person. You've got a best friend, and you got a really, really good friend, your wife, your girlfriend, or whatever it is, or whatever the situation you're in, and you have friends. The reason you have the friends is you've built a trusting relationship with that friend. And it's no different than with a dog. It absolutely is no different whatsoever. But it's finding out what that dog likes, because every dog is different. And some dogs are really, really into treats, and some dogs are really into toys. Yeah. And it's up to you to find out what the dog really, what makes that dog click.
Yeah, and it's amazing, even though we've been in this quarantine, some people still aren't really paying attention to their dogs and what they like and what they need to do. And that's so important, so you can train them the right way.
Exactly. That's a good point. And, what happens is that we're in situations right now where people are working out of their houses. And a lot of dogs have been adopted from animal shelters and rescue groups, which is a really good thing. And they've adopted these dogs. And so, my message to people, when you are working around your house, you do have a dog, you've got a job to do. And you've got some dogs that are going to be more needy than other dogs. That's just the way some dogs are. They're like, oh, you're here, and they just want to be all over you. And there's a time for a dog to be all over you, and there's a time for a dog to be in its place. So I really recommend people teaching what we call place behavior, like a little pillow or a little dog bed, and train your dog to go on that little dog bed, and that's its place. And what it does, and we reward the dog, using positive reinforcement for that, on that place, and the dog, everything happens on that place. And if you could do that, that creates some really, really good separation. People know that I'm a huge fan of using Bil-Jac dog treats, for example, in all my training, and I fed the food for many, many years. And so that type of using a variety of foods, they have a lot of different varieties of treats, a variety of treats and different types of things. That's really what the ticket's all about. Short training sessions too. All
right, you're saying if I use these treats in the food, my dog will play dead like you've teach dogs. It'll play dead.
and do backflips as well.
Yes, that's
whenever you ask.
How do I get him to do the backflips? How do I know I'm like excited, Joe. I got you here. I got to ask the question. How can I get him to do backflips?
Oh yeah, I was just kidding about that. But what I will say is that what I tell people, if there's one thing that I'm going to tell people, and if I give some people some general tips, is that if you've got a treat, and you've got a treat in your hand like this, the biggest mistake you can make is turning your hand over. When you turn your hand over and you have the treat in your hand, the dog can't see it. When you turn it over and keep it between your thumb and forefinger, you totally expose the dog to the treat. And the deal with that treat is, if you can guide the dog with that treat left to right, walking side to side, and let your dog stay in contact with the treat, licking the treat the entire time, that's a huge, huge thing. Because I launched these dog trainer certification courses about 3 years ago. I've certified about 300 trainers, and I'm on the road every month. I'm all over the United States, and I've seen this before, because people want to pull the food away and they want to hold their hand down. Once you do that, dogs are like, I don't want to get around you. It's like you're just boring. But if you can do it this way and guide the dog, you can guide the dog into a sitting position, lying down position, heel. All those behaviors start with using that treat. So it's really, really super important for you to do that. Great exercise.
I'm getting tips from Joe Silverman. Good Dog You. How can people find out more?
Yeah, actually, you can actually go to Bil-Jac.com, Bil-Jac.com. All kinds of great videos on tips on training your dog. And also, as far as getting Bil-Jac treats in the dog food in the Phoenix area, PetSmart stores. There's tons of PetSmart stores in that Phoenix area. Check it out. And that's where you can find all the food, all the treats, and everything like that as well.
All right, I'm going to get the treats. And Joel, if I get into the flip, can I have you back on and show you what I taught my dog?
Absolutely, I can, and I want to see that backflip. Okay.
All right, thank you. All right, Joel, thank you very much.
Thanks for having me.